Hello YouTube, this is Bowtied Media, and I am ecstatic. The new Eden album is out, in case you miss it, or ICYME. Okay, whatever. But this is Eden's third studio album from 2 EPs and 2 LPs. And just to show off some stuff, I got the merch here, actually. I got, this was, I Think You Think Too Much of Me, his first EP on vinyl. And then we had Vertigo, which is my favorite album of all time, fun fact. And then No Future, and maybe we'll get this one in the future. Don't have end credits, sadly, but those always sit here. I don't know if you can see it that well, but they always sit all the way up here. So I'm a big Eden fan, such a big Eden fan that actually I have a poster here, a signed poster from his Future Bound tour. I was here on this Vancouver day, and so I'm a big fan. Insert photo of me and Eden. Look at that. It's kind of me flexing a little bit, also me just recognizing I really like Eden. I really do. I really do. But yes, this is the third studio album from Eden out now. After we had 3 singles, we had Ballin', Sci-Fi, and Modern Warfare, not released in that order, but songs that I think have had mixed reception in the Eden community. I think they haven't been the strongest singles we've heard from him. Honestly, I'd probably say the weakest singles that he's ever released before an album, but we will see where that stands in the end. We have got an 11-song track list, 38 minutes, it seems like, almost 39 minutes of music, and we're going to listen to it all right here, right now. So, without any further ado, let's hop into it. This is the first track, A Call. Here we go. I wonder if this is going to be an intro of sorts.
I was looking for you in the garden. The shadows under the trees perforated night skies. I found it hard to see in the glare. The only response to a call was the rustle of leaves, birdsong. Your name diffusing through the undulations in the air. The kitchen doors were open. I checked the fridge before continuing. Skipping stairs was a stretch, but still a habit. Years later, a couple lanes away from where we lived, I watched an asteroid break up on entry. Bright limbs streaking across a black sky. What were the chances? Miracles unfolding overhead. Drinking in the park. I could never explain the pit in my stomach. Frantic, nervous pacing through the house. If we act like things are not spiraling out of hand, does that make them so? If a thought goes unspoken, does that erase it? The unbrushed belief when my friend died decades later that subconscious echoes carried him through me. But it never rears its head when it can be reasoned with. The world ends on a quiet weekend, not through diagnoses, emergencies, collapses. Although I hate thinking that memories bend. Cars were still parked outside. If the rapture had happened, why was it unrecognizable? Why was the sky blue? Why did no one tell me? Did these things not announce themselves? And when I found you, you told me to wash my hands. I'd been playing outside and spoke nothing of the end of the world. Does that mean it never happened?
Fascinating intro. That was A Call. Very much an intro track. We haven't really had this from Eden before. We've had intros. We've had some kind of bit of a grander open in some circumstances, but we haven't really had a thing like this. So, yeah, just interesting, fascinating. I'm intrigued to hear, so I'm looking at the lyrics at the same time on Genius. I'm intrigued to know where this falls into some narrative storylines with the rest of this project. and what all of this really means in the grand scheme of the project. So I guess only time will tell. So let's just hop into the next one. This is Ballin'. I've already done a reaction to this. Hopefully there's some card up here, something like that, if you want to see my initial reaction to that. But we will, for the sake of this video, be listening through this again for fun. So this is Ballin', my favorite of the three singles. Here we go.
Baby.
Bug.
Baby. Baby. Baby.
19, inverted baby, bright blue sky scenes, obscure in my bedroom lighting. On the floor we had sometimes bad ideas, soft-spoken music to my ears. Spending my money, I wish I had spent time.
I'm not quite sure what went wrong.
But no, our legacy sheets can't bring me sweet dreams. How strange is it when ours is lost in them? I said wherever you go, I'll be there. I hope you never take advice from your friends. Crammed into the backseat of my first car that I drove too fast, running from the thought I... No, you don't get it when I say I've been ballin'. So blessed, you couldn't stop crying, couldn't cry at all. I can't dance myself in these rooms, just dirty my souls. Slowly my friends turn to places I can't be everywhere at once. I watch some friends turn to places and now it's just a one-way convo.
Best part of the song right here. Best part of all three singles, honestly, right here.
Yeah. Until you're not afraid of going, I'll be right here on your arm. And when it's not my choice, it's staying, I'll go. And no, our legacy sheets can't bring me sweet dreams. How strange is it when ours is lost in them? I said whenever you go, I'll be there. I hope you never take advice from your friends. Crammed into the backseat of my first car that I drove too fast, running from the thought I... No, you don't get it when I tell you I'm bored. We were just kids, we couldn't stop crying, I couldn't cry at all. Ooh, how can I dance myself, clean these rhymes, just dirty my souls. Slowly my friends turn to places and I can't be everywhere at once. I watch my friends turn to places and now it's just a one-way convo.
Okay, Ballin'. Again, I like that track. It is my favorite of the three. There was a bit of this back and forth in the community about the pitched up vocals, if they were necessary or not, and whether or not we, I don't know. There's just talk about it. I personally am still of the mindset that I would have preferred the pitched down normal vocals, but I understand the high pitched. I get the kind of meaning behind it and it being more a childish, a throwback to the song kind of talking about being kids, and the double meaning of ballin' in both like ballin' and having lots of money and bawling isn't crying. So I get it. Still kind of would have preferred the lower pitch, but that was my favorite. So I don't want to say too much because it's already been out for a little bit. So let's hop into Sci-Fi, the third track, second single to be released. Here we go.
I was looking for your face in the prequels. You keep running through my mind when it's idle. I know you never had the time for my sci-fis, but you love shape-shifting. And I know we were high, but I meant it. I'm not trying to fuck about if it looks it. I told her now it's not the time, I'm just dancing and ghost erasing. Oh, but I remember that sunset like it was last night. Fireworks blowing holes in the night sky. She told me, baby, now or never. I didn't know what it was for a long time, but it was you for so long on my mind. I know we're breaking, I just wanna hear your voice in the morning. Cause I've been up waiting for something that's hopeless. I don't really wanna break your heart when it's open, but finding out love's not a feeling, it's a choice. Whoa, whoa. You want me to tell you I've always hated dancing, but I would dance with you. Oh, I can't see right through you, babe. Know you'd love me if I told you that I'm in love with you. Oh, but I remember the sunset like it was last night. Fireworks blowing holes in the night sky. She told me, baby, now or never. I didn't know what it was for a long time, but it was you for so long on my mind. I know we're breaking, but I just wanna hear your voice in the morning. Cause I've been up waiting for something that's hopeless. I don't really wanna break your heart when it's open, but finding out love's not a feeling, it's a choice. Whoa, whoa.
I love that part.
I've always hated dancing, but I would dance with you. Oh, I can't see right
Okay, that was Sci-Fi. The most like beat-ish song we've had from Eden. Eden, for those of you that don't know, actually used to do a lot of like very explicit EDM stuff. Not like it was very, very EDM. Lots of drum and bass, some house, kind of all over the place. Yeah, so we hadn't since the last two albums and EPs, we hadn't really got a real like beat song from Eden ever. It wasn't really he had a constant beat going on. It was a lot of kind of a free flowing track with a primary focus on the vocals. And yeah, I don't know. In the end, like I enjoyed it. I think this is my middle favorite track from the singles. I think I liked it more than Modern Warfare, which we'll get to in a second. But I don't know. It just it felt different. It was a different style, and so I'm very intrigued to see if the rest of this track list is going to be more like this and have some beat to it, or if it's going to be more like a ballin' and or even something totally different that was like more old school. So you can tell there's definitely a difference in direction that Eden's been taking with this project so far. So yeah. So let's hop into Modern Warfare, the first single to be released, and personally my least favorite of the three. But we will get into that after the song. Here we go.
Breaking in with your new friend. Think of me when you shoot it.
And she said, what you doing, can you come through? Certain things I wish I could undo. Don't wanna feel the way, so let it pass through. Waste pressed on you in a past life. We sat on dresser in the bathroom. Give me head, I love a good attitude. Falling for you in a vacuum. Slipping past 100 on the dasher. When a call came.
Zoom, 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 yeah.
I thought about you all around. Found you outside. We are fun crimes. Collapse. Sundown. I'll cross your mind. Call me next time. Darling, clear eyes. Quick day. Revive. Passion. Passion. I lost all focus, blurring through these motions. You don't give a fuck since I can't find my functions. Waking up the time, I'll be in my real life. Loving all these extras, anxious but it's alright.
Break it in with your new friend. Thinking me when you shouldn't.
I read your message to the lines. I just wanna cool it off. She just so crossing all these fires. Hands getting tied up in him. But don't you hate those cliches now? Almost killed and I get stronger. The photos lasted longer. And after all this time we're not much taller. I know I've lost all focus, blurring through these motions. You don't give a fuck since I can't find my functions. Waking up the time, I'll be in my real life. Blurring all these extras, anxious but it's alright. I know.
Break it in with your new friend. Thinking me when you shouldn't. Put me in how to do that. Heartbreaking the soul of love. Break it in with your new friend. Thinking me when you shouldn't.
Okay, that was Modern Warfare, the first single to be released. Yeah, the reason I didn't like it that much is I don't know. It was very different. It was a little bit more glitchy. Eden had resorted a lot in the past to a more acoustic indie-tronica sound without being so advertently glitchy and or like kind of chaotic all over the place. And this song kind of felt like that. It felt like it was a little all over the place. So yeah, I don't know. I still don't love it. I still like have a more fondness to it than I did previously. But yeah, I think giving it some time, it grew on me a little bit, but not a whole ton. I still think it's the weakest of the three singles, and we will see where it lands in the end of the track list. But yeah, if you want to see my original reaction to that, that's somewhere in some cards, probably early on. But let's get into all new stuff now, which I'm excited for. Although we're hopping into a short song here. This is a 2-minute, 13-second waiting room. Here we go. It's going to be an interlude of sorts. Very interesting.
Ooh, I could stay here for some time. Open Pandora's box and scroll out. Flash cuts the rave like lightning strike. Hate losing my cool, love losing my mind. dream of you. Do you see me as well? I don't really care, I don't really wanna know. Carry versions of you every single where I go. Waiting on the world, it's never gonna show. But I don't wanna get stuck in my ways. I haven't seen the stars in so long.
So you're using it, you only come back when you have something.
I don't wanna get stuck in my ways.
What about this coming back because you kind of enjoyed the experience?
Haven't seen the stars so long.
I mean, I'll come back sometimes and hang out with you. No, I didn't say hang out. No, wait a minute. Listen to me. Hey. There you go. We'll be right back with Smash Mouth.
What? What even was that? And why Smash Mouth? Why are we coming back with Smash Mouth? I don't understand. What? Okay. That was Waiting Room. I didn't get that song fully. I don't understand. Again, kind of like a call. We may see as this project goes on, the greater narratives at play here, the greater reasoning behind an interlude of sorts like that. So that was a little strange, I will say, a little strange track. Quite the interesting one, but we'll get going. So, very interesting, very interesting. So let's hop into, there's also two songs, Closer 2 and Reaching 2. So I'm intrigued why it's 2, because for all I know, he's never released a song called Closer or Reaching. Maybe like Eden Project, early stuff, but I don't think so. So here we go. This is Closer 2.
It's alright, I won't be long. Driller come through and try snatch my phone. Inside out, come des garçons. No bad blood, I don't hold a grudge. Girls still try, but I let it go. Proud of my tears, proud to be alone. Proud of my highs, proud of my lows. And those who knew these things is out of our control. I know you think about me sometime. I hope he treats you like you always want. In times these treasures we still won't fly by. I cannot think ahead, you're always on my mind. I cannot think ahead, you're always. I feel like taking time.
Oh, it's still going.
So long, but it's alright, I won't be long. Driller come through, try snatch my phone. Inside out, come des garçons. No bad blood, don't hold a grudge. Girls still try, I let it go. Proud of my tears, proud to be alone. Proud of my highs, proud of my lows. Those who know these things, it's out of our control. know you think about me sometimes. I hope he treats you like you always wanted. In times these treasures you feel when you fly by. But can I think ahead? You're always on my mind. But can I think ahead? You're always on my mind. You're silent.
Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating track. Okay, Closer to. Or Closer to? Probably Closer to. I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling about that one. That one's an interesting one. That's for sure. Just like Ballin', or just like Sci-Fi, but also not like Sci-Fi at all. We had a lot more of a beat here. We had a lot more of an actual of something consistent. So that is yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. I didn't love the beat at first. It felt a little weird. It felt like it was there, but it wasn't prevalent enough in the mix. And then it just kept going. I thought I was going to stop and then keep going, but it just literally kept going. So that one's going to take some more time. That one's going to need a little bit more time. That one's an odd one for me. And honestly, quite yeah. That was weird. That was weird for me, honestly. But let's hop into PS1. Is this about a PlayStation 1 or is this not about PlayStation 1? We'll see. So here we go. This is PS1.
Wait, hit.
Second and more. Walking on my desk. Like you as you are. Can you hear my text? I feel out of time. Closing in on space. You've been in my head. And I'm paying any rent. I got 2 more lives. I got 7 bent.
So he's a cat.
Missing time. Bending it, but it won't stop me. How can I bridge the light of who you are? Just how you are. I follow you down. Always there you are. I love when you push it back. I miss how you used to talk shit. So I keep staying up all night.
Okay.
Killing back some time. I keep stars of you. Thought to lose whatever I want. Whoa. Am I still what it is you like? See you around sometime. Blue ticks on my red light. Confused how to get right. Only comes through when I'm better off without it. I don't wanna be in love. Wanna be in love no more. And dipping PS1 just to catch up on you. You've been in my head, but your text no different. I feel levels up and you don't know, don't care. For all time's sake, it's human nature. And feel it deep, true love embraces, yeah. And Dulcin says she phoned it in. I'm not convinced. I know someday some underpaid karma gon' come collect. Come out with it, don't hold back. Things stand to balance through the madness. Fact is, I heard that you've been staying up all night. Yeah. Revenge killing sometimes. So I keep scars of you. Thoughts can do whatever I want. Am I still what it is you like?
Hey. I don't wanna be in love. Don't wanna be in love no more. Yeah.
Okay, PS1. Not mega feeling her so far. I don't know. Not super feeling her. This feels like a kind of a similar version to Sci-Fi. Somewhat, but a little bit more of a trippy kind of trip hop style beat rather than a kind of constant, almost reggaeton beat from Sci-Fi. I don't know. I just wasn't. No, it's not blowing me away so far. This is definitely a different style from Eden. That is for sure. I just don't know if this is my preferred style too much. But we will see. This we got 4 tracks left though, so let's keep her going. I don't know. It felt like that felt like a very meh song to me personally. So. Let's hop into the next track, though. This is the longest track of the album, 6:20. This is Call Me Back.
What went wrong?
What's that from? That's a sample from something.
Running on empty. I waited years in a past life. Running out of rope in the water's high. I tried for you and I didn't regret it. Don't text me back in the afterlife. Needed the time I didn't realize. I had it all along, can't take my own advice. Conflated feeling that caps for life. And it's obvious that I'm caved in and breaking up, but I know it's good. I know it's good. Though it's over now. In my dreams you call me back, but I hope you don't. I hope you don't. I hope you're gone, I'll have some better days. I've been watching the time, how it rolls away. Thinking about how the last years feel like yesterday's. How did I lose grip on it? Honest, been falling through nightmares like years away. And doing my best to keep those thoughts at bay. And finding my highlights in the loudest places. The strangest faces get caught up in the race of it. How did we get walking through the clearing crowd? If we took our chances, but we exchanged glances, caught it in the moment. Walking down the road that I grew up on, falling out of habits. Stop pleading for empathy. And it's obvious that I'm caved in and breaking up, but I know it's good. I know it's good. Though it's over now. In my dreams you call me back, but I hope you don't. I hope you don't. 'Cause I don't need you to walk
gonna get big.
It's okay, I'm good. I'm searching for what I am now. Find you if it's searching, or if I'm hurting more than I am now. We'll come back here someday and laugh about it. Memories that don't know how it felt like I was burning while you were watching. Took everything I love. I know it feels like home. I know it feels like home. I know it feels like home. Get it?
Okay. Very fascinating.
I know it feels like home.
Fascinating. Okay, that was Call Me Back. I will say, at about the 5-minute mark of the 6:20 song, I was prepared to say that I was about to get majorly blue-balled by that track, because it felt like it was building and then it came down and then was building and I was going to be quite upset if that didn't do anything. And to be fair, it didn't have this kind of grand feeling. It didn't have this grand payoff, but it did have a nice little calmer payoff. And that just goes to show the difference between the Eden of yesterday versus the Eden of today. That song would have built, and that song would have had this grand, explosive, stringed finale of something like a Wake Up would have been, or even like a Forever Over of sorts. It's not that nowadays. It's just not. It's different. It's a different style for Eden, and that is most evident, I think, in this song more than anything. Another thing I wanted to note too was Eden's always been someone that's layered a ton of vocals on top, just a ton of layers, and this. The most prominent like layer meshing, if that makes sense. So before, it's been a very predominant top layer with very subtle kind of background supporting layers of vocals. There's like almost 2 or 3 happening at once going on. That's all trying to kind of fight for the same like front line. I don't know if that's the best way to put it. And so it's just a different style. It's a different style. I personally prefer some of the older stuff, but that's not to say that this isn't great. It's just it's different. So. That's how I'm feeling about Call Me Back. But let's hop into the final 3. Duvidha. Duvidha? 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 I don't know. I'm taking so long on this, but Duvidha. I don't know. But here we go. This is Duvidha. Okay, this is another interlude of sorts.
Pausing, timing, cold capsizing,
Maybe it's not?
running back. One hand through the other. You wouldn't pull me out. How can I come down? Carried by the wind, so far from home now. Is the past always before us?
I'm not quite. I'm not sure.
Interesting. And that is going into a bit of Elsewhere. So maybe this is kind of the intro track to Elsewhere, but that was Duvidha. This is also, I'm learning from Genius, which I'm looking at the lyrics the whole time, by the way. It's the Hindi word for dilemma. So that was pretty much dilemma. And so I think that's kind of the opener for this next track, because it seemed to be a seamless transition of sorts. So let's just hop into it. Let's just hop into Elsewhere. Here we go.
Waves crashing over me, I disappear. Touch myself with some dopamine. What a fucking loser. Miss it bad, but I hate it here. I'm out crying. Started a phoenix in action. It's time to play this song. I watched it colors in my arms.
Some interlude.
I had for open arms. Bleeding out. I wish I made it back, you know. We should have laughed, yeah. Gone faded. It helps you. And let this go. I don't want the things I love no more. It's cutting me off. Oh, friend, don't go. I don't wanna feel alone no more. It comes and it goes. It comes and it goes. It comes and it comes and it goes. I saw your eyes in a dream last night. Though you said not gonna stay goodbye. Nothing away with the change in light. You know you don't have to stay. I'll have to glow in the dark. Of course the past can be changed. I wash the bed while I talk. The feeling's all interchange. I feel you here when you're gone. And through all let it fade. It helps you. And let this go. I don't want the things I love no more. It's cutting me up. Oh, friend,
Okay, where are we going this time? Okay. That one kind of like Call Me Back actually kind of did blue ball me a little bit. It's different. It's different. And I'm still getting my mind around it. I'm still wrapping my head around the difference of it it's just, I don't know, it's so different than everything else that Eden's done. And I don't know if my expectations going into it is because like I'm feeling this is like slightly disappointing because it's not what I want it to be, but I don't know. I've got a lot of thoughts on this so far, so I don't know how to formulate them at this point. That's for sure. So it's a good song though. Like it's a good song. Yeah, I've realized really listening to this listen through has given me a good realization that I really love Eden for his production. That's a big part of that's like 75-80% of why I love listening to Eden is for the production. And so when the production is not the style in which I relate to the most and or enjoy the most, it's I don't feel this like this euphoric high listening to the Eden stuff, but we'll see how this final track goes. This is Reaching 2, which I believe is technically will be the last single song, just because I saw earlier that there was a music video for this one coming out or already out at this point. So my guess is this is like a single style track. So we will see. Before I get into this, I don't want to go crazy with expectations, but finales have always been Eden's strong suit. So let's see how he ends this one. Here we go. This is Reaching 2.
I saw the northern lights at 19, but finding in the sky, staying up like that shit easy. Feeling like my core, make a meal just like it's easy. I should've saved the world, that would never save me. And I've been burning both ends like I'm trying to see the end of time. Fucking like we fell in love with wasted life. What you waiting for? We won't always feel this way.
how I feel sometimes. I told you it's gonna be alright, but I only hear about you through friends now. Yeah. I didn't feel the time slip by. I didn't know it was the last goodbye. Guess we are who we are till we're not. Good nights give good head. We don't know here, so I'm arms with my friends to the bitter end. I don't really care what you really said. I can break my heart. Guess we are who we are till we're not. And I don't wanna feel how it's been and we're gone. And if it's all in my head, I'm at peace with it. I'm still myself involved. I've been waking up. I can feel my boyfriend and his new dog. So what you waiting for? Now build me up, can't feel this enough. I call your life, don't care if you more. I don't wanna feel like I'm reaching. I don't wanna feel like, but it's just how I feel sometimes. I told you it's gonna be alright, but I only hear about you through friends. I didn't feel the time slip by. I didn't know it was the last goodbye. Guess we are who we are till we're not. It's just how I feel sometimes. I told you it's gonna be alright, but I only hear about you through friends now. I didn't feel the time slip by. I didn't know that was the last goodbye. I guess we are who we are till we're not. And I don't wanna feel like I'm preaching. I don't wanna.
Wow. Fascinating finale. That was Reaching 2. I'm realizing now that a lot of this album is about, and I'm reading through the Genius annotations, but the passing of Eden's friends Alex and Pierce. Alex, I believe was, if I remember correctly, was just a close friend of his that died of cancer. And Pierce is actually Pierce Fulton, who is an EDM producer that sadly committed suicide. I want to say 2019, maybe a little bit later. I can't. Maybe it was more recent, but yeah. So a lot of this project is it might have been 2021. Regardless, those two songs in particular, Closer To and Reaching To, I think are kind of letters and or talking a lot about those two. And so that's why I think those are named the way they are. And I get it, being closer to someone or reaching to someone. So yeah, I get that. I get that now. Going through a little bit of it, and the narrative is talks a lot about that too. This is as even Eden always is heavy on relationship kind of stuff, but this is more so a little more raw, I want to say. But yeah, I don't know. That song as a finale didn't feel like a finale. There didn't feel like there's a grand, real final chapter of the project. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Overall. Yeah, it's different. It's definitely different, is the best way I can put it. As a huge Eden stan, I think I had some certain expectation going into this project that maybe wasn't met for me. But I don't know if it's an unjust expectation at this point. The project is just a very different turn. And so depending on who you are as a listener, you may hear this and be like, this is the greatest new change of direction and style for Eden that I've ever heard. And some other people would be like, this is the absolute wrong direction I want from Eden. So, but that's obviously not for us to decide. That's for us just to listen to and follow along the journey of Jonathan. So yeah, for me in the end, I obviously need to give it some more time. I have a special thing, not a special thing, but I feel like I need to give the ones that I'm closer to a lot more time than I would give a regular project. I don't know if that's a bad thing, but I feel like this needs more than the average album does for me to really digest and understand and really look through and figure out what this album is saying and what this album is doing. And so, yeah, but as a as a one word, if I had to sum it all up in one word, my first listening experience, sadly, probably underwhelmed. I think a little bit. I think that's the best way for me to put it. So we'll see how much this grows on me. I didn't like Modern Warfare really at all when it first came out, and you saw me bop into it in the past here, but we will see. We will see. I don't know. It's just different, and I will. I'll jump along on the program here, but that has been my reaction to Eden's ICYMI, or In Case You Missed It. And yeah, let us know any and all comments if you guys think in the comment section below. And I've been Bowtied Media, and I will see you guys in another video.